What's up guys, we are back for another video. I want to explain this new protocol. It's very cool. It actually launched last night, but it was late last night. I wasn't trying to do a video. So I got my morning coffee. I just got in and I want to explain it to you. So the protocol is very cool. It'll look like some of the protocols you might have been in the past. I'll name a couple of them off and you may be familiar with them. But one of the key things about this protocol is it's very different. So I think it's going to be a solid addition to my investment portfolio. But in addition to that, it also helps support drip, which, as you guys know, is super important to me because I have big drip bags. So if the price of drip continues to go up, then all it's going to do is benefit me. So I'm of the opinion that folks in the crypto world are going to go around and try new things. And if you're going to try new things, if they help bolster the price of the protocols that you're already in, it's even more helpful. So that's the reason why I've chosen to jump into this project. In addition to that, the dev's really cool. He's an old school dripper, super cool dude and all that, but I'll tell you about more about him in a second. All right, let's move to the protocol, cover the basics. Then we'll hit the white paper. I'll talk about the dev, the drip buyback, all that type of stuff. Relatively simple. Like I said, many of you guys will be familiar with this because you were in other protocols that were kind of like this, but some of you are new to the auction lobby style protocol. So the way I see it, Whales Candy is made up really of two sections. One is the auction lobby. And the easiest way I can explain the auction lobby is you're gonna put in your bids per day, and however many people out there wanna put in their bids as well. This will be done daily. At the end of the day, you will split up your portion of 2 million Whales Candy tokens. So some of you guys may be in Wise Token. Shout out to those guys. Awesome team over there. I think they're on the Ethereum network. Avarice had a similar auction lobby. I know a lot of you guys were in Avarice, and there was plenty more. Same overall concept as that. So if you're in those, you'll understand this one. There's a certain amount of tokens that are available each day, and the amount of people that get in and the amount of BNB that they deposit will dictate how many tokens you win at the end of the day. So as you can see here, there are 2 million Whales Candy tokens available per day. So if I'm the only person that bids on the auction, I will receive 100% of those 2 million tokens, which would be a killer deal. But of course that won't happen because there's other guys like you and me out there that want to get into the auction to see if you can pick up some cheap tokens. As you can see here, there are 168 total deposits. My deposit so far was just 0.2 BNB. I'm going to put more in here. Right now, what I would receive if there's no more entries is 2,368 Whales Candy tokens. Now, if I come in, I can re-enter this and get a bigger piece of the pie because I'll be depositing more. Right now, there's been 168 total BNB deposits. Nothing has been distributed yet, really, because this is really just day one. So we've got about a half a day left, about 12 hours until this thing ends, and then we're going to see how many tokens each person won. So the idea is to come in on the days, if you come in toward the end of the clock, toward the end of the countdown, on the days that there aren't a lot of people that have deposited, you may be able to get some really, really cheap Whales Candy tokens, which is awesome because you can sell them or restake them or whatever. Obviously, that's a good way to make money. Now, on the days that it's super heavy and there's a ton of people in here, you might not get a ton of tokens for the amount of BNB you threw in. So in turn, that just means that the tokens were more expensive. So there is some game theory behind it. I'm gonna have to do more updates on this to show you kind of daily what I'm doing for the auction. So pretty much anytime I do just an overview, I talk about the projects I'm in, we'll probably jump in and do a little deposit, throw our bid into the auction and see what we can pick up. So that's relatively simple. I think that explains the first part okay. I'll come in a second here. Well, let's just do it right now. Let me set up my ledger real quick. Okay, set up. Once I want to enter the auction, I just come in here and tell it how much BNB I want to throw in. Sorry, can't talk today. So right now I've got 0.2 in. Let's go ahead and put another 0.2. As you can see, hold on real quick. Right now it's saying I'll receive 2,368 tokens at the end of the day if no one else is putting in anymore. I'm going to throw in a little more and we're going to watch this increase. It should get close to double. So let's go 0.2. Let's enter the auction. It'll pop up my Rabby here to confirm. The website has been a little slow and I was working on just some of the latency issues. So if it takes a second for your stuff to process, don't worry. The first time it took a while for mine. This one's a little quicker. So maybe once you're done the first time, you should be good. So submits a transaction. We'll hold real quick. And finally, the transaction was successful. So that actually took a while too. So if you click on that and it's out there confirming the transaction, it takes a while. Do not worry, because eventually it will come back around. So we got right now basically almost exactly double the amount of tokens, because I doubled the amount of deposits that I have. So total deposits now 169.4 from me. You will receive 4,732 tokens at the end of the day if no one else deposits. Of course, more people will. Of course, some of you guys will when you see the videos and everything. But this is just a good starting point. I'm going to win some tokens, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stake them. So this is the staking side of the app. This is super straightforward, very easy. You're going to get 265% APR. So you've got a couple options here. Utilizing the lobby, you're going to be able to get a bunch of tokens per day. You can stuff those in here. You could also sell them if you want some of the funds, or do half and half. What you can also do is just buy the tokens outright. So you can put in, half a BNB, you'll end up getting your tokens. I'm going to wait till after the first day to buy any tokens and stake them. I'm going to see what I get from the auction, try to figure out what I want to have in here, figure out what the price action is like today of the Whales Candy token, and then I'm going to do that. So soon in the next video, you'll see me maybe buy some tokens, stuff them in here with some of the ones that I've earned. I'll sell some just so you guys can see like how that process works. Once this goes live and I actually stake, I'll be able to see all my stakes down here and that are earning my percentage. So really easy setup. The staking side, of course, is very self-explanatory. I'm totally down with 265%. I don't know what that is, rough math. That's what, 75, 80% or 0.75 to 0.8% per day, which is fantastic. And if it can support that, then I'm super happy with it. As you can see up here, they did do an audit. I have read through the audit. It was conducted by OXGuard. Looks good. They fixed any issues that they had. I'll let you guys, take your time to look that over if you'd like. You've got the white paper here, which I'll go over some different sections of the white paper, specifically, maybe most important to some of you guys, how it supports the drip price, because I think that's important. I think it's cool that he put his own tab on here, the developer, so it explains stuff about the developer. Like I said, awesome guy. He's docs, shows his face, talks about the project. He's actually got a connection. Like I said, he's an old school dripper, so he was in it from the beginning. Probably made some really good money. He's known Bartertown from way back. I don't know how close of friends they are, but they definitely know each other and communicate. And I know Bartertown, I think he even suggested, hey, if your next project that you're going to build, it'd be sweet if you added something in from drip for that. And so he did it, and I think it's going to be more beneficial, because some people that are in drip also have other capital. You want to diversify a little bit, but you want to diversify into stuff that's going to work. So if you've got a trusted dev and also has a drip kickback, then it may be a protocol that you're interested in. That's kind of what hooked me, so it might interest you as well. So the tab on the developer, and then crypto off ramp. When you click crypto off ramp, it actually just takes you to Spritz, which I think is interesting. So that's going to be mostly for US users. I know very soon they're going to branch out and do some other countries, move into the UK, Europe, and Australia, all that type of stuff. So that's coming soon. But I think it's really interesting that he integrated a crypto off ramp that's already existing. Pretty smart. If those guys can get moving along, and in Q2, Q3, Q4, get a lot of other countries covered, Spritz is going to go haywire. I personally love it. I do at least like 5 transfers a day through Spritz, so I don't want to spend too much time on the crypto off ramp, but it's awesome. There's a link below if you want to use it. But once you start making money in DeFi, you got to get some of it out of the system. You can pay for some goods and services without it. You can just go peer-to-peer crypto, but we got a lot of bills in the real world. We got to pay those with US dollars, and that's a good option. So he plugged that in here, which I think was super cool. But let's jump over to, let's go developer first. All right, so here's some information about him. His name is Frank. He's awesome. He actually is out of Germany, and he's been in the game for about 5 years. He's done like a dozen different projects. All of them are really solid. He's got some here, Jungle Swap, Sphere Swap. He's even got some links down here. So, he's built some bridges and stuff like that, so we can take a look at it. Obviously, just a clean UI and a protocol that's going to help you swap stuff or, bridge tokens from one network to another. But I'll let you click around and look at his past projects and everything. This video, I believe, this is his token security overview video. So as you can see his face. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. I think that's up here too. Yeah. So I think we're connected on LinkedIn. Anyway, awesome guy. Been around for a while, trusted in the space. So Of course, that makes me feel more confident. This is just checking some of the boxes that I have. Buyback for Drip, that's awesome. Trusted dev that was in Drip originally, so he just understands the importance of that community. A protocol that works. I like stuff on the Binance Smart Chain, so utilizing BNB is good. So anyway, like I said, it checked enough boxes for me. I'm interested, here I am. So come watch this video though, because this one talks about the security overview and how he made the contract immutable and safe, and where the tokens are housed, how he has no access to it. So he talks about a few different ways that you could do it, and then he talks about the way that he actually did it. So I think that's super important. From this page, it's got a bunch of different stuff. He's got the contract functions explained, so it gives a good overview of exactly how it works. I won't spend too much time on that. Let's go to auction lobby explain, though. This may be the easiest way. So he actually explains the auction lobby in this video. So if I didn't do a good job of it, by saying, hey, there's 2 million tokens, the more people that get into the auction, the more those tokens are going to be spread out, and the less people they get in, the less those tokens are going to be spread out, which means you're actually getting those tokens for cheaper for your bid, right? Your bid of BNB. But he busts out the spreadsheet right here and kind of shows all the details. So if that's something you're interested in watching, if I'm not explaining it clearly, then watch that video and he'll kind of break it down. But the idea is the less people that are actually in the auction, the better it is for you. So if you check some days and there's not a bunch of people in, that's a good opportunity to pick up some cheap tokens. If there's a ton of people in, then you just gotta weigh the odds. It's part of the game theory. So I will let you guys read through this. Again, this is a good little video. Busts out the spreadsheet, shows you exactly what I just referenced, but on paper. I know some of you folks are numbers people, so it'll explain that. And then here's the breakdown as well. I did want to cover the white paper real quick. And let's see, we'll start from the beginning. Let's go introduction. So Whale's Candy is simply the first of its kind, runs on the Binance Smart Chain, and it mimics a high yield certificate deposit, similar to traditional financial banking system. It is a permissionless and decentralized economic system. The white paper will go over Whale's Candy, as well as its peers and competitors, and how Whale's Candy will compete in the market by leveraging the best qualities of the top ROI dApp tokens. So new developers, they have the ability to look at the protocols that have been successful and pick and choose what they like about those contracts. So while it's cool to be a first mover, it's also nice to be able to look at the wins and losses of your peers and integrate that stuff into your own contracts. So the features, after observing the DeFi market, and in particular the aspects that made ROI dApps popular, the Whale's Candy team has crafted the Whale's Candy token, and below are the features that will make the project one of the best ROI dApps out there. Now burns. The smart contract that holds Whale's Candy Pancake Swap liquidity pool will do a 4% burn and buyback every single day, which is higher than most. I think what I've normally seen is like 1.5% to 3%. So 4% is higher, which is good. If there is $1 million in liquidity on the contract, it'll remove 40,000 worth of BNB and 40,000 worth of WC tokens. It will then burn the WC by sending it to a dead address, and then use that BNB that they pulled to create a buyback. It will also send the tokens that it bought back to that dead address. And of course, when you do that, you're eliminating the supply, which will have a direct impact on price appreciation. So that burn buyback, that the protocol is successful and gets good utilization, should help keep the price in a pretty good range. So it's also got the high staking APR. So Whale's Candy pays that 265% APR. Pays it on Whale's Candy tokens, so you've got to then sell them back to BNB, similar to what you do with Drip. So it even says here, staking models similar to Drip network and even pass node and ROI dApp projects. Once the stake is started, the user will receive 1% per day until they reach that 265% APR. So you break even in 100 days, and then you continue getting paid out up until 265%. I think this is actually phrased wrong if you guys are nitpicking it. And the other, let's see. You get your first 100%, and then the user will continue receiving 1% until 265 more days is up. I think this should say total 265 total days, because you're going to get 265%. That should be pretty self-explanatory. The reduced circulation supply due to the tokens being locked up, while staking in theory could contribute to price appreciation of the token as well, right? Total supply, circulating supply. Obviously circulating supply has the biggest impact on price appreciation. So it's got an anti-cheat mechanism. One of the main issues with ROI tokens that they face is participants who buy the token, but instead of staking the tokens to receive more tokens, they let others stake their tokens, which raises the price up, and then they dump 100%, right? Simple pump and dump. They buy the tokens, they think everyone's going to get into this new protocol, and then they're just going to dump them. In general, we don't view this as an extremely negative thing, but we've added some new measures to avoid the issue. Anyone who purchases Whales Candy tokens through any means, whether that be on PancakeSwap or through the actual auction lobby, they will immediately be placed in the staking system. So if you buy the tokens outright, they get staked. And the only way you can get those back is by earning your 265%, and then you can pull them and sell them. So just be aware of that. The USDC, I think this is important. USDC buybacks and burn. So every week there will be USDC buyback and burn. The USDC collected from users paying their maintenance fees will be collected by the Whales Candy buyback and burn smart contract. The contract can be triggered by anyone one time per week, and once triggered, it will use the USDC balance that it holds to buy back Whales Candy tokens on the open market and send the tokens that it bought to the burn address. So let's go back so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here, so far it's collected $577 in USDC. So if you want to trigger this buyback, you could go in and do it. Okay, let's see what else is important in here. Maintenance fees and project scalability. So there's a maintenance fee of $2 in USDC. The user must pay per week and per stake. So just be aware of that. There's going to be a little bit that the users are required for maintenance. Many ROI dApps crumble once users compounding begins to mint large amount of tokens. We've seen that happen with a lot of protocols. This is because once buying stops and liquidity gets low, tokens minted have a high price impact to the downside. So with Whales Candy, the more staking and compounding that is happening, the more the project will actually earn that USDC. There is no inflation in the project, and that does not benefit the overall health of the project itself. Note, all the USDC goes back to buying Whales Candy tokens on the open market, not into the dev's pocket. This makes our project highly scalable and resistant to being compounded out of existence. Like I said, we've seen that in a few. Now, there's a bunch of other slides here. I won't cover everything. But he talks about some of the benefits of Hex and some of the stuff they use there. Wise Token, like I said, shout out to those guys. They've got a great protocol over there that utilizes that auction lobby style. He talks about Strong Block, and then the important one for a lot of people in my audience is this one, is how it supports drip. So let me move my face and let's cover this one. So Drip Network, of course, is a fork of the original bankroll flow with added taxes on each non-whitelisted transaction. The Drip Network price appreciated the same way the BNKR price did. This is the important part. So Whales Candy also has a referral system that pays out 5%. And I'll paste my referral code. I don't have to show you guys how that referral thing works. It's like a referral code, and then when you actually go and claim what you've won from the auction lobby, it like gives you an option to put in a referral code from your favorite YouTuber or your buddy or whatever it is. You can put it in, and there's a percentage that goes back. So I'll show you how to do it. You guys don't have to, but you certainly can if you want to, and there's a benefit. So the referral pay pays out 5%. This could be beneficial to major content creators and big influencers, which I am not. It'll help to promote Whales Candy. So Whales Candy staking model is very similar to Drip, and due to its inspiration, we have decided to use 20% of the maintenance fees to buy back and send Drip to the tax vault. So that to me is big. 20% of the maintenance fees are going to go to drip buybacks. That's going to help my drip buyback or my drip bags. That's going to benefit my investments all the way around, and maybe yours too. Like I said, this dev was in Drip originally. He's got ties to the team. He undoubtedly still has some drip bags, so this will help him too. But the reasoning behind this decision is to test our buyback burn contract, specifically to see if they can support multiple different tokens. In the future, we may edit the contract to only buy back WC tokens, but for now, Drip will receive 20% of the USDC that's from the maintenance fees. So I personally hope that continues because, like I said, my intention and a lot of work that I'm doing behind the scenes with the Drip marketing DAO and everything, of course, is to get the drip price up. So that's it. I won't take up too much more of your time. You can read through the whole white paper if you would like. The protocol, like I said, is easy. Right now, I've got my 0.4 in. I may put a little more in later. I might see how it goes, but I plan to get in to each auction each day over the next week at least, see what I'm winning, see what I'm able to stake. So It'll be cool to see how this one plays out. Like I said, this thing's gonna end in about 12 hours. Here is, I had to take a screenshot of it because I don't know how to explain it. So let me bring this up here. So once the day's over, and the next day begins, so that auction's over, people are going to be able to come in and claim those tokens from yesterday. At that point, when they claim their tokens, it's going to say input the referral code of the friend or favorite creator. If you don't have one, click the button to continue. So if you guys don't mind, throw my referral code in here. It's just like a little 10-digit code or something like that you can copy and paste. But that would be super helpful. If you don't want to or don't have time or want to put somebody else's, that's absolutely fine too. But that's actually where you put the referral code, which is kind of interesting. And I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if you put it in once and then it's in there. That's your buddy or whatever that you're connected to, or if like every day it asks you if you have one. So we're gonna find that out after day one. If it is the case where you got to put it in every single day, let me know, because if you guys continue to use me, I'm happy to use your referral codes or whatever, so you get some of it back. But we'll see. Maybe it's a one-time thing. Maybe I can pick every day. So anyway, that's how that's going to work when it comes to referrals. So to get to the website, you'll just click the link below. It's not a referral address or anything. You can make your deposits, and you don't put any type of referral code in until the next day when you actually try to go like claim your stuff from the auction. So that's it, guys. Auction lobby is where you deposit BNB, and you're going to get your portion of the 2 million tokens every day. Then you can stake them and earn 265% APR. For the time being, they are doing that 20% of the maintenance fees drip buyback, which is awesome. And I think this has the potential to be a really strong protocol. Awesome dev, cool tokenomics, but still simple. It's got a drip buyback mechanism. I'm here for it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this one. If you got any questions on how it works, throw those down below. And of course, I'll do some follow-up videos on it, showing me claiming from the auction, throw it in the staking pool, and I'll be keeping you guys up to date on my progress. So anyway, thank you guys for joining the channel. Happy investing.